Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure on behalf of the St. Paul's College Union to welcome you to the 57th production of Virtual Victoriana. Now, wherever you are, please stand for the national anthem, the royal anthem, and the loyal toast.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful tones then let us sing, advance Australia fair. God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save the Queen. Send her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the Queen. Victoria!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, chorus number 3, Daisy, Daisy. Here we go.
Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due. I'm half crazy for the love of you. It won't be a stylish marriage, I can't afford a carriage, but you look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle built for two.
Here we go.
Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due. I'm half crazy over the love of you. It won't be a stylish marriage, I can't afford a carriage, but you look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle built for two.
Her Majesty's favourite seaman was, of course, her darling Prince Albert. But nothing brings the sandy bottom of Blackpool home to Windsor more than the Antipodean seaman from Earl's Court, Mr. Justin Wren, and I do like to be beside the seaside.
Everyone delights to spend their summer holidays down beside the side of the Silvery Sea. I'm no exception to the rule, in fact, if I'd my way, I'd reside by the side of the Silvery Sea. But when you're just the common old garden smith or Jones or Brown at business up in town, you gotta settle down. You save up all your money you can till summer comes around. Then away you go to a spot you know where the cockle shells are found. Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. I do like to be beside the sea. Oh, I do like to stroll along the prom when the brass bands play tiddly-um-pom-pom. So just let me be beside the seaside. I'll be beside myself with glee. And there's lots of girls beside. I should like to be beside the seaside, beside the sea. Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. I do like to be beside the sea. Oh, I do like to stroll along the prom when the brass bands play tiddly-um-pom-pom. So just let me be beside the seaside. I'll be beside myself with glee. And there's lots of girls beside, I should like to be beside the seaside, beside the sea. Timothy went to Blackpool for the day last Easter tide, to see what he could see by the side of the sea. As soon as he reached the station there, the first thing he espied was the wine lodge door wide open invitingly. So to quench this thirst he toddled inside and called out for a wine, which grew to 8 or 9. His nose began to shine. Said he, what people see by the sea, I'm sure I fail to see. So he caught the train back home again, and to his wife said he, oh, I don't like to be beside the seaside. I do like to be beside the sea. Oh, I do like to stroll along the prom, where the brass bands play tiddly-um-pom-pom. So just let me be beside the seaside. I'll be beside myself with glee. And there's lots of girls beside, I should like to be beside the seaside, beside the sea. William Sykes the burglar, he'd been out to work one night, dashed his bag with jewels, cash and plate. Constable Brown felt quite surprised when William, over in sight, said he, the hours you're keeping are far too late. So he took him by the collar and lodged him safe and sound to jail. Next morning, looking pale, Bill told a tearful tale. The judge said, for a couple of months I'm sending you away. Said Bill, how kind. Well, if you don't mind, where I spend my holiday. Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside. I do like to be beside the sea. Oh, I do like to stroll along the prom, where the brass bands play diddly-om-pom-pom. So just let me be beside the seaside. I'll be beside myself with glee. And there's lots of girls beside, I should like to be beside the seaside, beside the sea.
There is nothing like a dame, and our next performer is nothing like a dame. Following behind her old cock linnet, Miss Leslie Hancock and my old man said, follow the van.
We had to move away, 'cause the rent we couldn't pay. The moving van came round just after dark. There was me and my old man, shoving things inside the van, which we'd often done before, let me remark. We packed all that could be packed in the van, and that's a fact. We got inside all we could get inside. Then we packed all we could pack on the tailboard at the back, 'cause there wasn't any room for me to ride. And my old man said, follow the van and don't dilly-dally on the way. Off went the cart with me own packed in it. I was behind with me old cockle in it, but I dillied and dallied and dillied. Lost me way but don't know where to roam. I stopped on the way to have me old half quarter. Now I can't find my way home. My old man said follow the van and don't dilly-dally on the way. Off went the van with me own packed in it. I was behind with me old cockle in it, but I dillied and dallied and dillied. Lost the way and don't know where to roam. I stopped on the way to have me old half quarter. Now I can't find my way home.
What about that Leslie Hancock? She's marvellous.
I gave an helping hand with a marble wash and stand, and straight we wasn't getting on so bad. All at once that common bloke, well, he accidentally broke the nicest bit of china that we had. You will understand, of course, I was cross about the loss, as any other human woman would. But I soon got over that, what with 2 out and a chat, 'cause it's little things like that which does you good. And my old man said, follow the van and don't dilly-dally on the way. Off went the van with me own packed in it. I walked behind with me old cock in it, but I dillied and dallied, dallied and dillied, lost me way and don't know where to roam. I stopped on the way to have me old half quarter. Now I can't find my way home.
Oh, the food is marvellous.
Now I'm in such a mess, I don't know the new address. I don't even know the flaming neighbourhood. And somehow I think I might have to stay out all the night, and I don't think that will do me any good. Now I don't make no complaint, but I'm coming over faint. What I need now is a good substantial feed. And I truly, really feel that if I don't have a meal, I shall have to rob this linnet of its seed. And my old man said, follow the van and don't dilly-dally on the way. Off went the van with me own packed in it. I walked behind with me old cock linnet, but I dillied and dallied, dallied and dillied, lost me way and don't know where to roam. I stopped on the way to have me old half quarter. Now I can't find my way home.
Who am I? I'm just a nobody.
Be quiet.
From the German Principality of Golbenstein, spruced and ready to entertain the grown-ups, please welcome der kleine Prinz, Master James Bell.
Mein Kater liebe ich so viel, ihr Pelz ist gar nicht krank. Siehst jetzt mit mir in Schule kommst und sitzt auf dem Schrank. Also wenn auch der Lehrer kommst, warum bringst du das hier? Ich sage sie verkehre mit, weil's ist mein zahmes Tier. Vati, kauf mir nicht einen Bauwagen. Vati, kauf mir nicht einen Bauwagen. Ich hab ein kleiner Puss, aber das ist nicht sehr gut. Und ich möchte gest ein Bau, wow, 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 wow. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow. I've got a little cat and I'm very fond of that, but I'd rather have a bow wow wow. He's a very talented young man. Do you think he's done this before? Wir hatten ein, zwei kleine Hunds, zwei hübsche kleine Deers. Doch Vati sold them, 'cause they used to bite each other's ears. Ich weinte Tag und nächtelang, Mama stellt mich ins Bett. Als Vati dann nach Hause kommst, ich weinte noch und sät. Vati, kauf mir nicht einen Bauwagen. Vati, kauf mir nicht einen Bauwagen. Ich hab ein kleiner Puss, aber das ist nix sehr gut. Und ich möchte gest ein Bau, wow, 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 wow. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow. Daddy wouldn't buy me a bow wow. I've got a little cat and I'm very fond of that, but I'd rather have a bow wow wow.
I think that man is wearing a wig.
Ik werde vrouw, als werd ik alt. Ik mache, was ik will. Dann werd ik 1000 Bauwau haben. Und Bienen und ein Trill. Wenn ich so kleine Liebling sehe, quick, die kleine Dinger. Und denke an die frohe Zeit, als weinte ich und singe. Vati, kauf mir nicht einen Bauwau. Vati, kauf mir nicht einen Bauwau. Ich hab ein kleiner Puss, aber das ist nix sehr gut. Und ich möchte gestern Bauwau, wow, 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 wow. Daddy wouldn't buy me a Bauwau. Daddy wouldn't buy me a Bauwau. I've got a little cat, and I'm very fond of that, but I'd rather have a bow, wow, wow.
With digital dexterity, squeezing his instrument for your pleasure, your very own Dr. Michael Kluger.
Oh, this is my favorite.
To be just a little indiscreet. She once met a fellow, they were never introduced, but they met as lots of other people meet. They both went out to luncheon in a private dining room. The meal was great and everything was grand. Then suddenly he saw a wedding ring upon her finger as he held her dainty little hand. The door was closed, no one could hear. So he leaned on the table and he said, "My dear, I can see that you are married, and you know I'm married too. But nobody knows that you know me, and nobody knows that I know you. And if you care to, we'll have lunch on every day here just the same. But sweetheart, if you talk in your sleep, don't mention my name.
I can see that you are married, and you know I'm married too. But nobody knows that you know me, and nobody knows that I know you. And if you care to, we'll have luncheon every day here just the same. But sweetheart, if you talk in your sleep, don't mention my name.
Mwah.
The young married lady didn't mean a bit of harm, but she did go to luncheon every day. She used to think it funny, and if hubby ever knew, she often used to wonder what he'd say. One night she was awakened by a most familiar voice. The voice was right beside her, it would seem. For a minute she was puzzled, then it dawned upon her mind that hubby must be talking in his dream. She sat up straight with an awful start, for she knew every word that he said by heart. I can see that you are married, and you know I'm married too. But nobody knows that you know me, and nobody knows that I know you. And if you care to, we'll have luncheon every day here just the same. But sweetheart, if you talk in your sleep, don't mention my name.
Bumpety, bumpety, bumpety bump, Mr. Benson is riding his charger. Hey, hey, clear the way. Here comes the galloping major.
When I was in the army, I was a cavalryman, you know. And whenever I went on parade, a magnificent picture I made. Through my galloping here and my galloping there, this ridiculous habit I got. And I'm hanged if I know that I'm galloping now, whether up in the saddle or not. And the people, they stare at me so, for it matters not where I may go. If I'm bumpity 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 bump, as if I was riding my charger, bumpity 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 bump, as proud as an Indian Raja, all the gals declare that I'm a gay old stager. Hey, hey, clear the way, here comes the galloping major. Bumpity 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 bump, as if I was riding my charger, bumpity 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 bump, as proud as an Indian Raja. All the gals declare that I'm the gay old stager. Hey, hey, clear the way, here comes the galloping major. I thought I'd take a small trip and a holiday by the sea. So I went to my quarters and fixed, but I found that the bathing was mixed. So I galloped away to a bathing machine in the regular part of the day. And I soon felt at home with the girls in the water and joined in the frivolous play. They were beautiful creatures, but lo, how they giggled as soon as they saw me. Bumpity, 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 bump, as if I was riding my charger. Bumpity, 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 bump, as proud as an Indian Raja. All the gals declare that I'm a gay old stager. Hey, hey, clear the way, here comes the galloping major. Where did they pick him from? I could do so much better. I've always been a ladies' man and a favorite with the sex, so I called upon one yesterday, though I won't give the lady away. We talked about me and my army career, which was more interesting, you see. But I got rather tired, so we talked about her, which was more interesting to me. And she said she'd be taking some wine. And as soon as we sat down to dine, I went bumpity, 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 bump, as if I was riding my charger. Bumpity, 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 bump, as proud as an Indian Raja. All the gals declare that I'm a Gale stager. Hey, hey, clear the way! Here comes the galloping major.
I hope Victoriana lasts forever.
I don't tell everyone this, but I was married some years ago. I regret of the matter to speak. We were only married a week. I endeavoured to keep poor Gwendolen happy, but one day, alas and alack, the beautiful young creature went home to her mother and said she would never come back. And when I said it was rough, she said she'd had quite enough. Oh, my, bumpity, 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 bump, as if I was riding my charger. Bumpity, 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 bump, as proud as an Indian Raja. All the gals declare that I'm a Gale stager. Hey, hey, clear the way! Here comes the galloping major! Ha ha!
Now for something simply wonderful. You will love her to the moon and the stars and back again. Miss Julie Lee Goodwin.
Silver moon upon the deep dark sky, through the vast night pierce your rays. This sleeping world you wander by, smiling on men's homes and ways. This sleeping world you wander by, smiling on men's homes and ways. Oh, moon past your glide, tell me its dream of me. Let my memory wakened be. Moon, moon, oh, do not wane, do not wane.
Love, love knows no bounds amongst the greenery of the garden. And if I should plant a tiny seed of love.
Busy little hummingbees were buzzing to and fro, humming in the summer air, gathering the honey and the little drops of dew that lay within the blossoms fair. A youth and a maid through a garden strayed, and the youth seemed out of sorts. So the maid, with a smile, just to tease him, said, "I'll give a penny for your thoughts." "I was wondering," said he, "if I should plant a tiny seed of love in the garden of your heart, would it grow to be a great big love someday? Or would it die and fade away? Would you care for it and tend it every day till the time when all must part? If I should plant a tiny seed of love in the garden of your heart, if I should plant a tiny seed of love in the garden of your heart, would it grow to be a great big love someday? Or would it die and fade away? Would you care for it and tend it every day till the time when all must part? If I should plant a tiny seed of love in the garden of your heart. Don't you know the saying that is very old and true? Shyly ask the blushing maid. For somewhere I have heard it said, or somewhere I have read, that love's a bloom that will not fade. Ah, yes, said the youth, there's another truth, and you've heard it, I dare say. For I've read or been told just the same as you, true love will blossom in a day. Be the gardener, said he. If I should plant a tiny seed of love in the garden of your heart, would it grow to be a great big love someday? Or would it die and fade away? Would you care for it and tend it every day till the time when all must part? If I should plant a tiny seed of love in the garden of your heart.
Apparently it used to be done all live on stage. Who would have thought?
Her bounds will ne'er be set. Released once again from Windsor's isolation wing for another year, Her Majesty, Queen Victoria.
Sovereign brows beloved, Mother of the free. How shall we extol thee, who are born of thee? Wider still and wider shall thy bones be set. God, who made thee mighty, make thee mighty yet. God, who made thee mighty, make thee mightier yet. Land of hope and glory, Mother of the free. How shall we extol thee, who are born of thee? Wider still and wider shall thy bones be set.